Why is Bitcoin going to go up 1,100%? Well, that's because Bitcoin is just the best. Here's a little clip. Listen to what he has to say about Bitcoin. I believe this is an older clip because it shows Bitcoin at 15,000, but still, it's relevant. He was talking about Bitcoin at 15,000 when most people have given up on Bitcoin.
I have warmed up to the fact that Bitcoin could be an asset class that has a lot of attraction to it as a store of value to both millennials and the new West Coast money. And as you know, they got a lot of it. It's been around for 13 years, and with each passing day, it picks up more of its stabilization of a brand. So I own many more times gold than I own Bitcoin. But frankly, if the gold bet works, the Bitcoin bet will probably work better because it's thinner and more liquid and has a lot more beta to it. In terms of copper,
if the gold bet works, the Bitcoin bet will work better, right? So he is one of those billionaires that converted or had his mind change, I should say, right? It's not just Michael Saylor. You have a lot. Tim Draper is another one. Paul Tudor Jones is another one. Stanley Druckenmiller is another one. Or Druckenmiller. I keep saying Druckenmiller. Druckenmiller. Yeah, I mean, all these big hedge fund guys, they're all coming around. They know Bitcoin is the way. Bitcoin will not be deterred. And they all know fiat is garbage. The one common thing with all these billionaires is that they know fiat is garbage. They're very concerned about what's going on with the U.S. government and its endless printing and debt accumulation. That's why they all hold some amount of gold or silver, and now they're turning to Bitcoin because of it, right? So the commonality is, well, you can't trust the government. You just can't trust them with our money. If you want to preserve your buying power, your wealth, you have to invest in something better, a store of value, right? And there's nothing better than Bitcoin as the greatest store of value there is. So yeah, that's a major reason why Bitcoins will go up, because this time around you got a lot of institutions, a lot of these big boys, hedge fund managers, pension managers, right? Retirement fund managers, they're all going to be buying in, especially so when we get some spot Bitcoin ETFs. So now we have rumors that these fund managers that are trying to get their spot Bitcoin ETFs approved, they're getting more clarity, okay? They're not just being outright denied. They're actually getting somewhere with the SEC. It does seem like it's very different now versus before, because I think most people know that we are going to get finally a spot Bitcoin ETF either later this year or early next year. It's going to come. It's not a matter of if anymore. It's a matter of when. And when spot Bitcoin ETFs come, anticipated up to $300, $400 billion will be flowing in from these fund managers I just named and from retail investors too, because a lot of people still sit on the sidelines, don't want to get involved with Bitcoin, but it's very easy for them to go to their brokerage and buy some spot Bitcoin ETFs, right? So this is also coming, a huge catalyst for next year. So again, why would you want to sell now? It doesn't make any sense. Here's an interesting thing. I've never seen this before. Bitcoin doubling from $1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16, 32, blah, blah, right? You get it. Obviously, the top one that Bitcoin surpassed is the 65,536 because Bitcoin topped out at 69,000. And unfortunately, it was only there for 3 days. But if you're looking at the averages, you could see, or not the averages, the days spent per range, we've been hovering between this between basically 65 to 32,000 for quite a long time. And the same thing with 32,000, 16,000 for quite a long time, right? But you could see we keep on going up and up and up and up and up. So this next cycle around, obviously we're going to break through the 131,000 mark. Will we break through the 262,000 mark? I don't know. But after this next cycle, we will definitely see a lot of days accumulating higher. And we just keep going higher. And we just keep going higher and higher and higher. Every 4 years, we just keep going higher, higher, higher. And we're going to spend more and more days in these higher ranges than lower ranges. Will we accumulate more days below 10,000 at 8,000, 4,000, 2,000, 1,000, $512, $256? No, of course not. The days accumulated going forward will be in the upper ranges, and we will hit new targets. Kind of interesting if you look at it this way, but we will. Every 4 years, Bitcoin forms a higher high and a higher low, and we just keep on trending along. All right, what else is there? Well, this is what we have to look forward to. Either the end of this year or early next year before the halving event. The 61.8% Fibonacci level, you can see previous cycles. We hit it first, then we traced a little bit, and then we went forward. So this time around, we will hit it again, but when? Earlier or later? If we hit it earlier, it'll probably be before this year ends because we got spot Bitcoin ETF approval, right? If that happens, I have no doubt we get so much enthusiasm and FOMO and money coming in, we can hit 48,000 in no time. But if we don't, let's say we get approval in March, which would be the very late, like the end deadline, right? Then we'll hit it then. But right now, it is certain that we are recovering from bottom. We are going to go higher, and your patience will be rewarded. This is the time to be DCing and accumulating and holding as much as you can because the bull market is about to start soon. We got less than 6 months before the halving event, right? Just think about it. If you live through 2022, 2023, you only got 6 months left until the halving event. And just go look at Bitcoin's history, what happens after a halving event. It's phenomenal. We are getting closer and closer and closer, and I could argue that this time around is way better from a macro perspective and a micro perspective than any previous cycles we ever had before. That is absolutely fantastic. Here's another one, just kind of showing hold a wave. This is kind of hard to read, but you got to hold a wave, and then you have a range breakout, and we are holding. So we are in this like box, and the top of this box is right around about 25, 26,000, and we have been holding above. So usually when that happens, you're forming a solid base, and then you're going to go higher. So this is what it's looking like according to this trader. So it's looking like Q4 could be absolutely fantastic leading up to 48,000. This is what it's saying. Q4 could be absolutely phenomenal. And maybe even without the spot Bitcoin ETF news, we're going to get a sudden pump. Maybe just due to Santa rally. I don't know. It could be something else. Maybe whales just decide to buy. Maybe some of these institutions start buying because they want to accumulate before the halving event. And a lot of them need to close their books before the end of the year. So they may be stocking up too for that reason.